schreeuwen mag Carper. He is niet special for your toestand. He is niet scala zoals dat. He is niet scala zo maar.
What's up, guys? FRX here, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be more so talking about the Forex, like regular Forex, as most people know it, more so than HFX, or in other words, binary options, because I do not trade on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday because the market is just opening and I like to give it a little bit of time to breathe. So I just let the market do what it do, and I make my money in other ways. So in this video, you guys are going to see how I mark up my charts, how I read the charts in Forex, and different procedures that I take, because it is a little bit different from HFX, how I mark up my charts, how I read the charts, and you know, the time frames and things like that. So before I get into it though, look, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a licensed trader. So I mean, you do not have to listen to anything that I really say, honestly, truth be told. But let's go ahead and get into your markups. And also, hold up, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications, and also comment. You know, let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to go over in my videos, if there's anything that you guys may have questions about, or anything like that. And I'll definitely try my best to answer them and explain them in a separate video just for you. So let's go ahead and get into these markups, man. So right here, I currently have a setup on Gbp Jpy. As you guys see, I have my support and my demand area, I guess you could say, as well. So I marked up my demand area, and I really marked this up on a lower time frame, but I did set up my trend on the 4-hour time frame, and everything is lining up from the 4-hour to the 30-minute chart. So it is setting up perfectly right now. Honestly, it just broke above my trend, but you know, it's not really like that bullish momentum like I want yet. So I'm waiting on a confirmation candle before I enter into this trade, before I take it. Always make sure you get a confirmation candle, because this right here is not really a confirmation candle. As you can see, it resisted at my trend line, and this candle started off selling. So it's not really, it haven't went up yet since it has opened, and it just opened. But still, you definitely want to make sure you get a confirmation candle. But I do have it being in the oversold area right now. It's at near my support, and it kind of broke the trend line. I'm just waiting on a good close. A good close. That's what I'm waiting on. So when this candlestick closes above it, then you will see me enter this trade. And when my MA crosses above my red, so I do have two MAs. I have a blue and I have a red one. So when this crosses above my red MA, there will be another confirmation. And also the super trend will also be a confirmation as well. But or when it turns green, it's still red right now. So I'm just waiting on all my confirmations before I enter into this trade. And that is my setup for Gbp Jpy right now. So we're just waiting on a candlestick, and I'll show you guys my other setups that I have, if I do have any other setups. All right, so Aud Jpy, pretty much the same setup as Gbp Jpy. We're waiting on the same thing actually. We are waiting on that confirmation candle in order for us to buy this back up, because as you guys can see, it is respecting this support area right here. It's touched down on it a lot of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's touched it 6 times and haven't broke through yet. And it has broken our trend line, but I'm just waiting on a good close. And the rest of my confirmations, as you guys can see, it's in the oversold area as well. So I'm just waiting on everything to line up so I can go ahead, take this trade, and we can make a bag in our sleep. All right, so this is my setup for UK 100. Honestly, what I would like is for this to come back down and touch my demand area, but I'm not sure if it's going to do that. But if it doesn't, I do have another confirmation for this trade, which is it breaking above this zone right here. I will be looking to trade it to the next zone up, and we're just waiting on that confirmation candle with this one as well. But we're going to see. I really wanted to come back down to my demand area, and then I can enter in right there, see if it respects it, and then we could buy this back up. But yeah, it's pretty much looking like a pretty good setup if we can get that to come back down to the demand, buy it back up, and we'll make some profits. All right, so this is my setup for NAS 100. So what I'm looking for on this trade, it already came up and retouched my supply line, and it respected it because it has dropped a little bit. Now I don't have like very strong momentum going down right now, but what I'm looking to see is another lower high. So if I get another lower high around this area, or like let's say, let me put a line right there actually. So let's say I end up getting a lower high right here. So it boom, drop, then come right here and drop again. I will enter right here. So therefore I could, catch those drops, because I do feel like if I get another lower high, this market is definitely going to drop some more, possibly down to right here. And that is a great amount of pips right there to catch. So especially for NAS, but we're going to see. And if we get that set up like we want, we're going to enter that trade and you guys will see the profits from it. So let's wait. We're going to wait on all of our confirmations for all of these trades, and I will show you guys the results later on. What to do, everybody? So we're now on to the next day, which is Tuesday. And last night I showed you guys my setups on every single trade that I wanted to take. Well, all the trades that I saw, they had pretty good setups, and I pretty much figured, this could possibly go that way, or this could possibly go this way. Now, we're on to the next day, and we're finna get into the profits of each trade. I'm gonna show you guys how they turned out, how I was able to tell these moves. We're gonna see if I made money or if I lost money. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. All right, so starting first with Gbp Jpy. So as you guys can see, I have a downtrend right here, and I told you guys last night, it's coming down to a demand area. So it came down to my demand area, and I saw that it still respected it right here. So it wicks out right in my demand area twice, and we finally got that bullish candle right here, and we had another bullish candle. It broke my trend line, but it went back down. So I told you guys I was gonna wait on a confirmation candle, right? That's why I didn't hop in that trade as soon as I saw it break. So I let it break, and I didn't get the candles that I was looking for yet until I got this bullish momentum up again, and it broke back through the zone. And then next time it broke the trend, I pretty much knew that it was finna go up at that point in time. So as you guys can see, trade turned out fantastic. The trade turned out very, very, very well. We were, I think it was like one point in time where it did come back down to break even, but it did not go past break even, and it ended up going right up to our TP. This was a 2-to-1 rate. Well, technically 3-to-1. It was very, very close, but I think it was like 2.8 or 2.9 or something like that. But it was a 3-to-1 ratio. I set my TP to the last zone, the last high point that it went to, as you guys can see. So I pretty much figure if it's going to go back up, it's pretty much going to go back up to that area because of this wick right here. It got to fill back in that area. It got to fill that back in. So actually it don't always fill that wick back in. Sometimes the market just say, hey, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and it just goes in the opposite direction. But sometimes it fills that wick in, and as you guys can see, it did, and it went all the way up to TP, And that was my setup for Gbp Jpy. We did make profits on that and had a very profitable trade. All right, so now on to the next trade setup, which is Aud Jpy. So this was actually pretty much the same thing as Gbp Jpy. Pretty much the same setup. We had the downtrend, and right here is where it had broke, but same situation. I was waiting on a good candle. Now it did do the same thing. It sold down further than I would have liked it to, but I still just watched it. I waited, and again it broke back through my zone on this candlestick right here, and I got a lot of momentum up. I entered right here, and because it retested with this wick right here, with this wick, when it broke past my zone, it retested back down, touched it, and bounced and shot right back up. So that was when I had entered, and as you guys can see, it didn't go out of profit one time. From once I entered the trade, it never went out of profit. Now I did close this one out. It did not go to my TP, but I did close out once it started consolidating right here, because I don't like, you know, that type of movement. I pretty much like my bullish momentum to keep on going, and the moment I see consolidation, or especially when I'm in high profits, when I am in high profits, I like to see consolidation. I mean, I don't like to see consolidation. I just, you know what, I'm gonna take my profits, because you don't really know what direction the market is going to move in after that consolidation period. So I went ahead and took my profits, and yeah, that was the setup. But I set my stop loss with Gbp Jpy and Aud Jpy right below my last swing point, my low swing point. So what I mean by that is, this was the lowest point, or the last lowest point that it went to right here. So I do use the ATR to help me set my stop loss when I am setting up my trades. I use the ATR, and I can show you guys how to use that as well. It's pretty much another indicator that can help you guys set your TP and your stop loss, mainly your stop loss though, because I know we've all been in a situation where we got stopped out, like barely stopped out of a trade, and it ends up going in the direction that you want it to go in. So that's why I use the ATR. But I put it, I think it was like 90 pips, 98 pips or something like that, from this movement right here. So yeah, I added 98 pips, and it really didn't matter because it didn't even come back to it. But hey, better safe than sorry. So that was the setup for Aud Jpy. That's how it turned out. Hey, 2-0 so far. Great high profits in both of those trades. All right, so the next trade setup is UK 100. So this one right here, I'm gonna be honest, I was sick on this trade. Well, I wasn't. I was satisfied, but it's like, man, I did not think it was gonna go up that high, but it did. So in the video, I told you guys that I would like for it to come back down, touch my demand area. That was what was that around? I think that was around this point. I want to say it was around this point right here. So it did go up, and then it went way lower than my demand area. So when I was watching this trade, I did enter right here, but since I had entered below my demand area, I pretty much had set my stop loss below my previous zone. So this is my support zone right here. So I set my stop loss a couple pips below that, and it did come very, very close. I thought this was a terrible call out, because yeah, once I entered, it sold down for the next 2 candlesticks or the next hour or so, and it just wasn't looking pretty at all. But we did get this bullish movement right here, and it kind of went back and forth right here. We're going in and out of profit, and then it finally shot up again. Now when it finally did shoot up, that thing went to the moon, bro, and it's still going up right now as we speak. So yeah, that trade scared me, but it went below my demand zone, but it did respect my support area, and it ended up shooting back up. So was very happy about that trade, but it was definitely nerve-wracking. Family, do not watch your trades. Do not just be glued to your trades, because when your screen is red, your emotions are going to mess with you, and it might cause you to do some things that you regret doing. Because I almost closed out of this trade because UK 100, it's not a great pair to be deep out of profits in. But hey, trust in the analysis, and yeah, deep profits. All right, so now for the last setup that we went over last night, which is NOS 100. I said that I was waiting for it to come back up into my supply area, and it definitely did. This trade right here is beautiful, for real. This trade right here was beautiful, man. It went back up to my supply area, although it did not, you know, it don't spread all the way out here, but I just had to play it by eye. Obviously, that is in my supply area. It retouched, and man, look at these candlesticks right here. Look at these long, bearish candlesticks right here. That is crazy. That was a beautiful move. But same thing as in all my trades, 3-to-1 zone or 3-to-1 TP to stop loss. And that's how I like to set up my trades. Now, I do switch it up from time to time if I don't really feel like a trade is going to go that high or that low. Definitely go down to 2-to-1, but you don't want to have a crazy ratio, because sometimes, look, everything is not going to go your way all the time. So you want to keep it to where, let's say you have 3 wins, you don't want one loss to take away all of those 3 wins that you just had. You want to have it to where if you get 3 wins and you have 1 loss, guess what? You're still big on profits, and you're still able to keep most of the money that you made that day, even if you lose 1 trade. But yeah, definitely keep your stop loss to a minimum. I wouldn't say to a minimum, but don't make your stop loss bigger than your TP, basically. Look, we're here to make money, not lose more money. Now, obviously, you want to keep it at a reasonable point. So right here, I set it right outside of my supply zone. Right, like, again, use the ATR to measure this, but I set it right outside my supply zone, and it never did go out of my supply zone. It never did go out of that, and ended up selling all the way back down. So I like to set my stop loss outside of either my highest point, or my previous highest point, or my previous lowest point. So therefore I know, okay, if it ends up going back up that high and hit my stop loss, or ends up going back that low and hitting my stop loss, then more than likely a continuation pattern. And look, let's not lose more money than we have to here. So that's why I like to set it that way. And if it do end up hitting my stop loss, well, now I'm looking for another opportunity to where I could hop in for a different type of trade. So that's why I set my stop loss like that. And again, another trade that went way past my TP. Imagine if I would have held it all the way down here, bro. That would have been wild. But yeah, went way past my TP. I mean, what? It went way past my TP, and we made a lot of money. So all trades take profit. And look, I was a very happy guy when I woke up this morning. I'm gonna just say that. I was a very, very, very happy guy. But those are my trade setups. Now, that's it for Forex. I am gonna look for more opportunities, and if I see some, I'm gonna definitely show you guys. Of course, I'm gonna definitely show you guys. But right now, time to get into some HFS, man. I'm gonna see y'all tonight. I'm gonna let the market do what it do. We're finna get some markups, finna meditate, get our minds right, and we're finna make this bag, man. I'm gonna see y'all later on. All right, so we are now done marking up the charts. Took about 30 minutes. I went through all of my procedures, and it looks like today finna be a pretty good day trading. Saw a couple setups that I may like. We'll see when we get to that point. But it is currently 8:54. waiting until that 9 o'clock hour so we can see if there's about to be any changes in the market, any reversals or anything like that. So let's wait until it hit 9 o'clock and we're going to get to trading and making some money, man. All right, so as you guys can see, we just cleared this trade on Euro CHF, making $80 total for this trade. Now let me show you guys the setup. So this is Euro NZD. Let me go to Euro CHF. Okay, so this was the setup for Euro CHF. As you guys can see, it came right down to the Bollinger Bands and it's in an oversold area. So although my support line is not marked up right here, all you have to do is look at where it has come down to in the past, and you can see over here it gets wicked out a lot. Like, it's kind of weak right here and don't know which direction it want to go. So I'm not going to say I took a risk here, but it definitely was a trade that really could have went either way. But I was very confident that this market was going to go up more so than anything. So that is why I took that trade, and we were able to win 2 trades off of that one setup. Now my next setup is Euro NZD, which is probably about to expire soon, if I would think. Yes, it is. So my next setup is Euro NZD, which is about to expire in the next maybe 10 seconds, maybe actually less than that. So I did have to roll this trade over twice. We was able to make $104 in just 6 minutes just from that trade. I did take 2 entries on that as well, but let me show you guys the setup for that trade. So let's go to Euro NZD. Now this one did have a better setup, and it was pretty much the same thing. Like, I didn't have a support line marked up right here, but the euro is much stronger than the New Zealand dollar, and it's still shooting up right now, as you guys can see. But look at the previous areas where it has resisted at or supported at, basically. Right here you see it's supported at this area, and also over here this is a resistance zone as well. Oh well, yeah, it was a past resistance that now has become a support. So you see that a lot in the markets where resistance becomes support. Right here it was a support that became a resistance, then it became a support again. So that is why I took that trade, and instead of waiting for it to come down to my support lines, hey, I saw another opportunity and I took it, and we made a lot of money from it. So that is why I took those 2 trades. If I see any more setups, I would definitely let you guys know, and we will get right back to it. So this is another trade right here that I just sniped. Boom, big clears, man, big sniper entries. But look, we just took USD JPY for another call, making $92.50 in only 3 minutes. So let me show you guys the setup that I just took USD JPY. So boom, here we go. The US dollar is stronger than the Japanese yen right now, and also I waited till it got down to my first level of Bollinger Bands because of the US dollar was just so much stronger, and I was able to clear that trade. I really wanted to enter on this candlestick 3 candlesticks ago. I missed the entry because I was just being too stingy with my entry point, and that cleared. So I said, you know what, look, I'm gonna wait for it to come down again, and hopefully it touched the Bollinger Band, which it did, and it shot right up, family. It shot right up, and we cleared that trade. Another 2 entries, making us 6-0 on the night so far. Now if I find any more just really great setups, I will be glad to take those. But if you take, or if you have a lot of profit, I suggest, you know, you just take your profit for the night and going about your day. Just going about your day, end the night on a good note, which I may end up doing if I don't just see anything that I really love. The only way I would take USD JPY now is if it comes right down to here, this orange line, which I made it orange because it's not like it's a support area, but it could be possibly broken through. So we're going to wait and see how the market reacts if it gets to that point, and if it shows some support, like if it shows a good support area, then I will definitely take an entry. But right now it is shooting back up. If I would have took that entry again when it came back down to the Bollinger Bands, we'll be in deep profits right now. But I was showing you guys the setup, so I wasn't able to take the entry right now. But yeah, that is why I took that entry, and that is how I cleared that trade. What's up, man? So look, I decided not to take any more trades. I didn't really see anything that I was loving, quote unquote. But look, very profitable night. $100 night on trading HFX, made only in less than 30 minutes. That was really about 20 minutes, I want to say, because I didn't take any trades for the last 10 minutes. So $100 in 20 minutes. Hey, crazy. That is crazy. But you guys just saw me go. What I go tonight? I think I just went 8-0. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went 6-0 on all of my HFX trades and 4-0 on all of my Forex trades, man. Look, all of my trades hit TP and all of my trades cleared. That's ridiculous. And it's honestly not going to happen every single day. But look, I'm just being real. That is not going to happen every single day. But I'm very grateful that it did happen today. Great profits. Hey, look, it cannot get any better than this. Honestly, it all happened just because I educated myself. And not only did I educate myself, I applied the information that I learned and the wisdom that I gained from all of my nights where I wasn't profitable, all of my nights where I went to sleep angry and realized, hey, your emotions are too involved into your trading. All of that matters. All of that counts. But all you have to do is learn from it. A lot of people say education is the key to success. No, that is not true. Applied education is the key to success. Applied education is the key to success. There's no point in learning anything if you're not going to apply it in life. Or there's no point in having failures if you're not going to go back and review them, learn from them, and grow from them as well. Because only at that point will you benefit and grow as a person. That's the only time. So I definitely want to thank you guys for watching. That is my, I guess you could say, rant for today, or rant for this video, is just apply your education, man. Because look, I would have not been able to do this if I did not take a month from trading off and just educating myself. I would not be able to do this if I didn't learn from my failures. And really, I wouldn't even call them failures. They were lessons. I learned my lesson the hard way. I hate it, but that's just the life of a trader, honestly. Most traders learn the hard way. Why? Because we're just now learning about money and how money can possibly work for you, and also how it can literally grow and go into millions very quicker than the usual way. So of course it's going to take a lot of mental training and just working on yourself, being disciplined, being consistent, and just growing as a human being in total. So yeah, definitely continue to grow, family. But you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications. But I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, man. Be safe, be grateful, be happy, be positive, show love, man. Y'all have a nice day.